The Korean Empire, officially known as the Empire of Korea, was a significant period in Korean history that spanned from 1897 to 1910. This essay explores the origins, key events, and consequences of the Korean Empire. Origins of the Empire. The Korean Empire was established in the late 19th century, a time of great turmoil and change in East Asia. The Joseon Dynasty, which had ruled Korea for over 5 centuries, was facing internal strife and external pressures. The assassination of Empress Myeongsung by Japanese agents in 1895 and the subsequent political instability highlighted the need for reform and modernization. In 1897, King Gojong of Joseon declared the establishment of the Korean Empire, taking the title of Emperor Gojong. This move was partly a response to the growing influence of Japan and other foreign powers in Korea. By proclaiming an empire, Gojong aimed to assert Korea's sovereignty and independence. Key events. 1. Gwangmu Reforms. One of the most significant aspects of the Korean Empire was the Gwangmu Reforms, initiated by Emperor Gojong. These reforms aimed to modernize Korea's military, economy, education system, and infrastructure. The government adopted Western technologies and practices, including the introduction of a modern postal system, railways, and telegraph lines. 2. Foreign influence and conflict. Despite efforts to modernize, Korea remained vulnerable to foreign influence. The First Sino-Japanese War and the Russo-Japanese War significantly impacted Korea. Japan's victory in these conflicts increased its influence over Korea, culminating in the Ulsa Treaty of 1905, which made Korea a protectorate of Japan. 3. Resistance and annexation. The loss of sovereignty sparked resistance movements within Korea. Figures like An Young-jun, who assassinated Japanese Resident General Ito Hirobumi in 1909, became symbols of Korean resistance. However, these efforts were ultimately unable to prevent Japan's annexation of Korea in 1910. Consequences. The annexation of Korea by Japan in 1910 marked the end of the Korean Empire and the beginning of a harsh colonial period that lasted until the end of World War II in 1945. The consequences of this period were profound and far-reaching. 1. Cultural suppression. Under Japanese rule, Korean culture and identity were systematically suppressed. The Japanese government imposed policies aimed at assimilating Koreans, including the prohibition of the Korean language in schools and public places. 2. Economic exploitation. Japan exploited Korea's natural resources and labor for its own benefit. Korean land was confiscated, and many Koreans were forced into labor in Japan and other parts of the Japanese Empire. 3. Legacy of resistance. Despite the oppressive colonial rule, the spirit of resistance persisted. The March 1st movement of 1919, a nationwide protest against Japanese rule, demonstrated the Korean people's desire for independence. This movement laid the groundwork for future independence efforts. Conclusion. The history of the Korean Empire is a story of ambition, modernization, and struggle. Established in an era of great change, the empire sought to assert Korea's sovereignty and modernize its institutions. However, the geopolitical realities of the time, marked by the rise of Japanese imperialism, ultimately led to its downfall. The legacy of the Korean Empire and the subsequent colonial period continues to shape Korea's national identity and its quest for independence and self-determination.